All right, when you think you know the answer, come and ring the bell. It's not in the right HDMI, that's awkward. All right, here we go. When you think you know the answer, that'll get off the screen in a second. It's not 0. Nope. It's 1. Perfect. Okay. If you look at it, the diamond and the circle are both going to have the value of 1. Okay. Let me exit out of this.
Do I get my candy now?
You can get one.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, why did that disconnect? All right, give me a second. I don't know why it's doing that to me. There we go. All right, so on Friday last week, what did you guys learn? That's correct. Okay, without looking at your notes, we did arithmetic and geometric sequences. Who can tell me what the arithmetic sequence is?
Is it an equals a1 plus n minus 1 times d?
Perfect. And what did d stand for? The difference. And how do we find the difference? Yep, a2 minus a1. Okay, put your computers away. You don't need them out. What about the geometric sequence? Who can tell me what that is? Someone else. Yeah, Tanner? Not plus. You said times r to the power of n minus 1? Perfect. And what did r stand for? Ratio. And how do we find the ratio, Maggie? Yeah, a2 over a1, which is just a2 divided by a1. Perfect. Okay, do we feel good about those? All right, I don't think they were too hard. You just had to pretty much just plug them into the equation. Okay, and that's pretty much all we had to do with those. All right, so today we have chapter 2 and section 2. Okay, and this is going to be called Angle Transversals. Okay, yeah, they're a lot of fun. All right, so this is going to be angle transversals. Okay, for this one, if you have some like different colored pens, this would actually be a good time to have them. All right, if not, it's not a big deal. But it might help you out in a little bit. Okay, so we are going to be talking about 4 different types of angles. Okay, there's 4 different types. Okay, we're going to have alternate. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Alternate interior. Alternate exterior. Corresponding. And then consecutive interior. Okay. Here are the 4 angles that we're going to be talking about. All right. And being able to identify these angles are going to help us identify if the angles are congruent or if the angles are supplementary. Okay? Then when we talk about these angles as well, does anyone remember what how can two angles be adjacent? What makes two angles adjacent? Yeah, Julian? No? Yeah, they have a same vertex and a same common side. So like this would be an example of two adjacent angles, okay? They share this side right here, all right, and then they share the one big vertex, all right? Because if this was B right here, then both those vertexes would be B, yeah. Well, like let's say there's an angle here, okay? Well, they all have the same vertex, but not all the angles share the same side, okay? So they would have to share the same side in order for them to be adjacent. Okay, what about linear pair? Okay, because you'll see we'll talk about linear pair a little bit too. All right, what made two angles a linear pair? Close. Two adjacent angles, and what value do the angles equal? 180. Whenever we have linear pair, okay, the linear pair angles, all right, they're two adjacent angles that add up to equal 180. Okay, so they are on the same straight line. Okay, they have the same vertex right here. All right, they share this common side. All right, and then those two angles are going to be supplementary. Okay, so you'll see linear pair as well today. Yeah.
What was the rest of
It's two adjacent angles that add up to equal 180. That's what makes a linear pair. Okay, do we have all this written down? You'll catch up. All right, let's go ahead. All right, this is what I want you to do, okay? What we're going to have, and it's going to look, you might want to draw a little big in your notes, okay? We're going to have two parallel lines right here, okay? So when we talk about angle transversals, okay, it's always going to have at least one set of parallel lines, okay? So I have that right here, all right? The angle transversal is a line that crosses through those two parallel lines. So it's going to be something that looks just like this, all right? And then if we notice, okay, it's going to create 8 angles. Okay, some of these angles should look familiar, all right? Because what can I say about angles like 1 and 4? What are those? Yeah? Yeah, those are vertical angles. What if I said 5 and 7? What are those? They're adjacent, but linear pair, so they equal 180, yeah. So those are supplementary. I could say the same about 5 and 6. Those are supplementary, 6 and 8. Okay, there's a lot of supplementary angles in here. And then there's quite a few vertical angles as well. Okay, so you'll see those. But there's also different ways that we can identify congruent angles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change the color of my pen. All right. Okay, we're going to talk about alternate interior angles first. So I'm just going to kind of abbreviate it to the side. Okay. Alternate interior angles, whenever we talk about those angles, okay, they're going to be, just know that they are congruent. Okay? All right. So here are going to be some examples of our alternate interior. All right? Whenever we have our angle of 3 right here. Okay? Angle 3 and angle 6 are going to be alternate interior angles. Okay? So if I said angle 3 was 40 degrees, what do we think angle 6 is going to be? Just say it out loud. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing because it's congruent. Okay? So 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles. So I'm just going to put that below. 3 and 6. All right, and then another example is going to be 4 and 5. Okay? But I'm just going to mark 3 and 6 right here in the image. Okay? But if you want to write in your notes that 4 and 5, and you can draw that as well, go ahead and do that. Okay? Those are going to be our examples of alternate interior angles. All right, now I'm going to change color, and let's talk about alternate exterior. All right, alternate exterior. These are also going to be congruent. Yeah. Uh-huh. Exactly. I don't know why my 8 didn't show. I don't know what happened to my 8 there. I wrote it down now. I don't know what happened to it. All right. Just like Julian said, an example of alternate exterior would be angle 2 and angle 7. Okay? So if angle 2 is 60 degrees, what do we think angle 7 is going to be? 60 degrees. Yep. It's that easy. So we have 2 and 7. Who thinks they know what the other example of alternate exterior is? Yeah, 1 and 8. Perfect. Okay. Those are our alternate exterior. All right. I'm running out of colors. I got to go to gray now. All right. Now we're going to talk about corresponding. I'm going to put it over here so I have more room. Okay. There's my abbreviation for corresponding. All right. There's going to be quite a few examples of corresponding. So let's say I have angle 1. All right. Angle 1 and angle 5 are going to be an example of corresponding angles. All right. With corresponding angles, they are also congruent. Okay, so if angle 1 is 120 degrees, what's angle 5? Yeah, 120. Perfect. Okay, so I got 1 and 5. Who thinks they can give me another example? Yeah, Tanner? 4 and 8. What's another one? Yeah, Maddie? 2 and 6. Finally, Julian? 3 and 7. All right. There's quite a few examples of corresponding angles. All right. So if you put those into your notes, just know it's all 4 of those examples. Let me do... so that way you can see the white. Oh wait, why is that yellow? I don't know. I won't be doing that anymore. Nope, thought I was making a black box, but I guess I'm not. But I guess I'll be using yellow. All right, so yellow is going to be our final. It's going to be consecutive interior. That is not going to work. All right, it's just going to be black. I don't have any other colors. Oh, I don't know why it's sticking to the highlighter. Oh my gosh. There we go. All right, consecutive interior. Okay. Consecutive interior angles are almost pretty much going to be the same thing as linear pairs. So what do we say about linear pairs? Are they congruent, those angles? No, but what do they equal? Okay, these are not congruent, the consecutive interior. All right, yeah. Yes. Everything else that we've talked about is congruent. This consecutive interior, all right, an example would be angle 4 and angle 6. Okay, so if I had angle 4, let's say this was 130 degrees, what do you think our angle 6 would be? Yeah, it'd be 50. okay? Because you can just do 180 minus 130, okay, to get our angle of angle 6. So 4 and 6 are an example. Who thinks they can tell me the other example? Yeah, 3 and 5, perfect. And there you go, okay? Here are the 4 angles that we are going to be talking about. All right, do we have any questions on these right now? All right. Once you do examples of these and you figure this out, it's going to help you out for the rest of the chapter, especially when we go on to proofs. All right, do we have all this written down? All right, let me move up just a little bit more, or it's not going to go up. Okay, I don't know what's going on. All right, here we go. Okay, let's look at this example right here. All right, I give you one of the angle values. All right, and what we need to do is we need to find angles 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's start with angle 1. All right, Cooper, how can we solve for angle 1? Yeah, because what can we say about those two angles? Yeah, it's a linear pair or they're supplementary. Okay, that works out perfect. So we do 180 minus 134. Who can tell me what that is? Yeah. Angle 1 is 46. Perfect. All right. What about angle 2? What's angle 2 going to be? Yeah, Julian? How do we know it's 134? What's the word for it? Who can help him out? Yeah. Yeah, they're vertical angles. Okay, like we talked about last chapter. All right, let's find angle 3. All right, what's angle 3 going to be? Yeah, Tanner? Yeah, it's also 134. How do you know that? Not quite. It's corresponding. Okay, 134, all right, and angle 3 are corresponding angles. Okay, what can we say about angle 2 and angle 3, though? What are those? Yeah. No? Maddie, what was that word we used? No? No? What, do you have it down, Ellie? Yeah, Trenton? Those are alternate interior, 2 and 3. All right, then finally, how can we solve for angle 4? What's angle 4 going to be? Yeah. It's also 134. How do we know that? Yes, angle 4 and 134 are alternate exterior. Perfect. Okay? Do we have any questions about those? Yeah. It can be both. It's corresponding with the angle that we're given, and then angle 2 and angle 3 are alternate interior. Oh, finally, now I can move up. Well, but that's as far as it went. Okay, whatever. Let's not do that. Yeah? Okay. All right, do these on your own. All right, Adam, how do we solve for angle 7?
So I figured out 53 was number 2 was 50. So then I figured out that number 4 was 127. So it one's 127. Wait, no.
And how do we know that?
I don't know.
How do we know that, Will? They're alternate interior. There you go. All right, Matthias, what about angle 4? How do we know it's 127 degrees? It's a linear pair. They're supplementary. All right, Crocker, what about angle 6? 53. How do we know it's 53? You can do it that way, but what can we say about angle 2 and 6? Yeah, Rebecca? Well, they are congruent because they're what? Yeah, they're corresponding. Finally, angle 1. What's angle 1? Yeah, Julian? 127. How do we know that? Yeah, 1 and 4 are vertical angles, 1 and 2 are supplementary, or they're a linear pair. Okay, perfect. Do you have any questions about this? All right, I'll give you guys the rest of the time to work on homework. So you should have time. You should have time to finish it up.